This week has been my edition of Rankings Week because of the fact that we're at the All-Star break and there's no other basketball being played for us to discuss, at least at the NBA level. It's the perfect time to take a step back and analyze how exactly things have gone this season across the league, and that applies directly to how certain players have performed when compared to their opponents. I've been going position by position, ranking the 10 best players at each one, along with a few honorable mentions, and over the last 2 days, I've gone through the point guards and shooting guards, so today, naturally, we'll be moving on to the small forwards, and if you missed those last 2 videos covering the point and shooting guards, be sure to go check them out after you watch this one. The small forward position has an abundance of star talent, along with some rising young guys making a name for themselves on both ends of the floor, so it was an interesting list to put together. Before we start, though, I want to thank PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. PrizePicks is the perfect service for all of us basketball fans here because when you're involved, it makes watching games every night so much more fun and engaging. Basically, it's an application that provides you with lines on all kinds of individual player props, such as points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers made, and more, and you simply have to choose whether you believe they will record over the set amount in the line or under the set amount in the line. Make your selections, wager however much you want to, and if your picks hit, you can win some big money. Usually I would be making some picks of my own right now, but because we're at the All-Star break, I'll instead emphasize the fact that PrizePicks is not just for basketball because it has every professional league to choose props from. So if you're a football fan, a soccer fan, a baseball fan, or anything else, you too can play along. If this sounds at all intriguing to you, then go use the link down in the description of this video to sign up today and use promo code REFERENCE to receive a 100% deposit match bonus up to $100. Once again, thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the topic at hand. Before we get into the top 10, I wanted to start with some honorable mentions that just missed the cut, and the players in this category are Dillon Brooks, Gordon Hayward, and Kawhi Leonard. Now right away I'll address that Kawhi is only here because he hasn't played a single game this season due to his injury. Obviously when healthy, he's one of the top ranked players at the position, but I couldn't in good faith rank him until I see what he looks like when he gets back on the court. Brooks is another guy who has struggled with injuries this year, but he gives the rising Grizzlies team a major boost with his volume scoring and hounding defense. Then Gordon Hayward is a steady and reliable multi-level scorer for the Hornets, but comes up just short of the top 10. Now, to start things off at number 10 and work our way up to that top spot, we have OG Anunoby of the Toronto Raptors. This position is filled with guys that bring impact both offensively and defensively, and Anunoby definitely falls into that kind of category. He gives the Raptors a nice 17.5 points per game, he can defend multiple positions well, he's been developing as a shot creator year after year, and he balances the lineup out for the Raptors, who currently sit in 7th place in the Eastern Conference. Next up at number 9, we have Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors. Wiggins got nominated to the All-Star game for the first time in his career this season, but if I'm being honest, he would not have been one of my selections for the event. He's absolutely having his most impactful season ever, shooting the ball efficiently from both the field and from 3, while playing better defense than he ever has, and his time in Golden State has done him a lot of good. But while many of you would probably like to see him ranked higher, this is as high as I go realistically with him on the list today. Up next at number 8, we have Mikal Bridges of the Phoenix Suns. Bridges is arguably the most underrated player in the entire league right now, and he's been the glue holding the Suns together this season. What I mean by that is he does so many different things that impact winning basketball that go beyond box score numbers, and on top of that, he's been one of, if not the best, perimeter defender in the league this season. He uses his long arms and lateral quickness to pester opposing ball handlers and create turnovers. He's the perfect 3-and-D guy by definition, and he should be in the Defensive Player of the Year race because of how he contributes to the Suns' top 3 ranked defense. Next up at number 7, we have Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. You almost have to feel bad for Ingram being stuck in the middle of the Pelicans circus that is currently going on with Zion Williamson and his status with the team, because Ingram just goes out there and hoops regardless. His scoring and efficiency from 3 are both down this season from the last 2 seasons though, but outside of that, he has improved as a playmaker and is doing the best he can to keep the Pelicans afloat without Zion. Up next at number 6, we have Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks. Middleton is a crucial piece of the puzzle for the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, but objectively, he's also been having a bit of a down year after what he did last season, and despite being named to the All-Star game this season, he was definitely one of the players that most people disagreed with being there. He's still averaging about 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, but he's not shooting it as efficiently as we've come to expect from him, so while he is still one of the better small forwards in the league, he's definitely capable of giving more than he has been giving. Next up at number 5, we have Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. George has the talent to be higher up on this list, but the combination of other players surging this season and the fact that he's missed so much time due to injury have him right in the middle of the pack at number 5. He should be good to go before the playoffs start, so if he has another good run there, he'll assuredly move up to the next updated rankings. Up next at number 4, we have Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics. Tatum's season has been pretty weird because he started the year very slowly, and his inconsistent play hampered the team as a whole for the Celtics, who for a while were in the play-in section of the standings. However, over the last month or so, he's turned things up a notch, and the Celtics in general are now the hottest team in the league, which will be interesting to monitor for the rest of the season, as they could push themselves into contender status if Tatum keeps this up. Up next at number 3, we have DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls. DeRozan is easily the biggest riser up this list because he has come to the Bulls and produced at a level he never has before in his career, putting himself now into MVP discussions. Averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, he's been exactly what the Bulls have needed to establish themselves as contenders, and despite all of the injuries that the Bulls have suffered, they're still sitting in second place in the Eastern Conference thanks in large part to DeRozan's consistent dominance throughout the year. Next up at number 2, we have LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron is now 37 years old, yet he's still performing like one of the best players in the entire league, despite the Lakers team around him disappointing everyone this year. He's averaging 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. He's shooting 52% from the field, and while he may not be the undisputed top dog anymore like he's been for so long, he's still really damn good. And finally, the top dog at the small forward position right now is Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets. When Durant was healthy this season, the Nets were in first place in the Eastern Conference standings, and Durant was in the MVP conversation. Since he went down with an injury, the Nets have imploded and are now in 8th place in the Eastern Conference standings. If that doesn't demonstrate value, then I don't know what does. He's one of the leading scorers on the season, averaging over 29 points per game. He's making 52% of his shots. He's been so reliable in the clutch, and the Nets are praying he gets healthy soon because they're going to need him if they want to get out of the play-in tournament zone of the standings. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below how you would rank the small forwards this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.